Had an amazing family growing up. Mom and dad loved on us really well. 3 older siblings, 2 older brothers and an older sister. I'm the youngest, so got picked on by them, but that's pretty much a given. Yeah, it was a good time. I was able to graduate high school if I wanted to be at 13. So my mom was super creative in finding ways to challenge me, as well as just finding ways for me to interact with people, be involved in athletics, swim team, basketball, stuff like that. Being from a small town, and our validity was determined by the success we had. Pressure was on to perform, especially athletically. Being the tallest guy in the town for the most part, I was expected to play basketball. I started when I was 5 years old and played all the way through high school, but never made it to state. Unfortunately, got knocked out in districts or regionals every year. March of 2018, I came down with a double pneumonia and a lung infection that had me bedridden for like 23 days or so. My lungs were not working at all. I thought I was gonna die. My team ended up losing in regionals by 6 points, which sucked because if I would have been there, we would have won and gone to state. It was really tough because a town as small as mine, everybody knows everybody. Everybody knew what was going on. I had never felt lonelier. None of my friends from the team came over to check on me. None of my friends came over to invest. And these are guys I had at my house every single day to play basketball with. And that was a really hard process of just dealing with, do these people even care about me? Do they even want to be friends with me? Do they want to check in? I fell into a really deep depression during that time. It was really tough to see these guys that I thought were my closest friends not even really think twice about what our friendship meant to them. But during that time period, to not have that support that I know I would have given to them if the roles would have been reversed was really difficult to have. In a lot of ways, I was like, man, I would just rather have it end now, which was the unfortunate reality of that time because I didn't really see the point anymore. A year later, I got hit with appendicitis. I woke up at midnight and I was like, my stomach really hurts. And I had no idea what was going on. And that day at noon, I was like, Mom, I gotta go to the hospital. So I got it removed laparoscopically. And then I was in my bed again for 2 weeks. It took a toll on my mental state because it was like, all right, this is my year. We've got a really good team this year. We lost 5 games. We were a really solid team. And it was ripped away from me in an instant, one night. And I was like, again, what's going on? I played one last year and it ended up being this heartbreak of a loss. But I also saw how those experiences shape my view of people, shape future friendships. The year we lost to that 4th ranked team in the state, I ended up going with them to state, and I was able to build friendships with those guys and extend my friendship circle and learn about what makes them tick. And I also learned why my friends didn't reach out, and they didn't think about it. They thought that I knew that they cared, but they didn't do anything to show it. And it was really that simple. We live in an age where communication's at our fingertips at all times, and yet people are more isolated and more alone and more depressed than ever in human history. And I think that it's easy for us to get caught up in why we should have someone reach out to us, and playing the victim mentality and playing the selfishness role is why a lot of people feel isolated in today's world. But taking that time, because it is only 7 seconds, to reach out to somebody, whether it be hey, let's go get a coffee, hey, thinking about you, wanted to check in. If I would have gotten a text like that or a phone call like that when I was depressed, it could have changed my entire outlook. Just wanted to let you know that the amount of trophies on the wall or the amount of wins that you have or the amount of losses you have do not define who you are at all. Your value is found in who you are and not what you do. If you are a bit of a more closed off person, because I was that way at one point too, I would challenge you to just look inside yourself and tear those walls down, and just be open to the potential friendships that are around you. Reach out, send a text asking to get together. It might not blossom into an amazing lifelong friendship, but it could. And taking that risk for an amazing potential like that could really change your life in a major way. Learning that I am loved and cherished for the things that I am versus what I do is so, it was really impactful for me, because once I learned that, it was less of my life being a performance and more of my life just being who I am and getting to share my story with others, which has been more powerful than anything I could ever have done by my own hands or strength. My name's Ethan, and it takes only 7 seconds to reach out to somebody and let them know that you care.